Gentlemen, I see you out there trying to do better by yourselves and trying to do the right thing, trying to level up your lives and generally just be a better guy. Now, I'm proud of you no matter what part of the path you're on, as long as you're on it. But it does get rough out there sometimes. I've been there myself more than I'd like to admit, especially when things fall apart or you start lacking motivation. It gets way too easy to slide back into your comfort zone and stop pushing forward. Motivation. That feeling that comes and goes whenever it feels like it, just like your college girlfriend who brought back herpes from Cancun. Maybe you should just tell her and motivation to fuck off. Guys, I've been saying it for years, but motivation's kind of like that friend who said they were gonna help you move, but they don't actually show up when it's time to load up the truck. Even if you have it, motivation will leave you hanging more times than not. What's even worse is the lack of motivation is going to give you an easy excuse, an easy out to stop progressing. Lucky for you guys, the answer's out there, and I'm gonna help you develop a skill that's going to help push you through when motivation leaves you hanging. Big old capital D, discipline. The great thing about discipline is that it's not a feeling or a mood. It's a skill that you can work on and hone. You can actually get better at this over time. Discipline's a constant. It's the drill sergeant in the back of your brain that's not going to let you lay down and just give up. So if you're a guy and you're trying to level up your discipline, then hang out through this video because I'm gonna go over some of the best tips that I've picked up. I'm gonna also teach you how to make the process of becoming disciplined much more attainable so that you can have long-lasting positive results. Alright guys, first things first, you cannot make big sweeping changes in your life all at once, and you need to get good with that. The more changes you try to make, the easier it is for that house of cards to come tumbling down. The more you stack on all at once, the more likely you are to fail at everything and not succeed at anything. Having a clear vision and short-term goals is going to help keep you focused at the job at hand so that you can get the job done, while not completely stressing you out to the point of giving up. Let me give you an example. Guys, we're pretty much all the same when it comes to this stuff. We all want to put on muscle and we all want to lose fat. We all want a better physique. Now, to get the body that you're likely after, you're gonna have to learn and implement a lot of things into your lifestyle. You're gonna have to learn macro tracking, proper form, and how to properly hydrate, and how to improve your sleep, and change your daily routine and your schedule, and if you try all of this on day one, I can almost guarantee you there's no way you're gonna find success in any of it. It's just too much. So first off, give yourself a break and start small. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it pretty much burned down in one, and you, my friend, are not going to get burned. When you're trying to become disciplined in something, it gets a lot easier when you break things down to their atomic level and then decide which pieces you want to work on first. Focus in on one of those small pieces of what you should be doing until you've mastered that specific piece and made it a part of your daily routine. Maybe that means, at first, all you do is track your calories. That's it. Simple, it's small, it's not gonna be overwhelming. It's one number that you write down, 3 times a day? Right from the package, to your mouth, to the pen. What you're gonna find as you add into your routine is that you're becoming disciplined as you go. After you've tracked your calories for a week or two, great, start tracking your protein. It's a lot easier to obtain the discipline that you're looking for if you ramp up into these new processes slowly. There's no rush, there's no timeline. It really is all about getting consistent with the little things, turning those consistencies into routines, allowing those routines to become habits, and having good habits is going to help you level up that discipline. No matter what, at some point, you're gonna start to plateau and that discipline's probably gonna start waning. So what the hell do you do then? Guys, I've talked about this before. When you start falling off, one of the absolute best things you can ever do for yourself is to lean into your why. If you have a strong enough why, a strong enough reason for doing what you're doing, you're not gonna let anything stand in your way of getting to where you wanna be. You're gonna be willing to take every approach out there. You're not just gonna lay back and say, oh, I've tried everything. When there's a whole world full of people who have tried and had success, you will find out what works for you, and you're gonna push until you get there. You truly have to make your goals that important to you. Whatever that why is gonna be for you, it's gotta be something that's so strong that it'll take priority over any type of excuse that can get in your way. A good tip when it comes to choosing your why, guys, is to actually make it something completely self-centered and selfish. And I'm not gonna say this very much on the channel. What I mean by that is it's completely okay to get in shape so you sleep with more attractive women. It's completely okay to want to level up in your career, not for the sake of being a better employee, but to double your paycheck. Whatever it's gonna take for you to hold things at a high enough priority, I don't care. What's really cool about being totally selfish with your why is it's your why. Nobody else needs to know your reasons for doing what you do as long as you're getting results. And at the end of the day, your accomplishments are going to benefit everybody else around you in a positive way anyway. Bro, if you don't know what your why is right at this moment, that's okay. But leave me a comment below letting me know that you're on board and you're going to figure that shit out. Alright, so a secret or a hack that I've figured out over time is not to actually tell people what you plan to do if it's something you want to stick to. A lot of guys think, and they'd be wrong, that by telling all their buddies about what they plan to do, it's going to help them stick to it. Now, in some cases this can be true, but more often than not it's going to have the opposite effect, because you're receiving accolades for future achievements you haven't yet accomplished. When you've already received that validation, it gets a lot easier to not actually follow through because you're getting some of the positive outcome early undeserved. Also, when we keep things to ourselves, we become a lot less afraid of failure, and you may be willing to try different tactics in order to get there instead of trying one thing, letting the world know it didn't work out and stopping your progress altogether. Now, when you have actually made some progress, people are going to notice on their own anyway. That's when they'll be approaching you and giving you those accolades. You'll deserve the high fives, you'll deserve the pay raise. It will always feel better when you get recognized for things you've actually done rather than things that you plan to do. Another good reason to keep your plans a secret from people, a lot of times people are going to unintentionally throw bad advice your way or talk about negative experiences they've had doing something similar, and that's not going to be helpful for you when you're trying to find your own way. What doesn't work for one person might work great for you. That thing Jim in the office failed at, you may be able to crush. The last thing that you need when you're trying to develop a good sense of discipline is someone coming up to you and unintentionally throwing you completely off track by telling you a bunch of negative stuff that didn't work for them. Usually that advice comes from a really positive place. They're just trying to lend their experience to yours. Trust me, man, you don't need that. And it's gonna be really cool when Jim at the office comes up to you and is like, bro, what did you do? And you tell him you were able to accomplish the very thing that he failed at. Having others throw doubt in your path early on can be super derailing, and you need to avoid this entirely. If you know what you need to do and you've decided a path to try, just do it. This is going to allow you to find a path that works for you on your own without the influence of others who may at times not have your best interest at heart. So my dudes, keep it quiet, lean into your why, and take those small incremental steps while you're trying to become disciplined in something, and I'll personally guarantee you're gonna have a much better chance of success than going all in at everything all at once. Guys, I'm Brad, I'm a not-so-single dad, and on the channel I talk about fitness, family, and self-improvement. I'll check out a cool dad toy once in a while, and I'm about to kick off a new series about guys who basically just do really cool shit, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. In the meantime, I hope that you are happy, healthy, that you're spending the quality time with your family, and that you're going on the dates that you can, and if this stuff interests you, then make sure you check out these next videos.